Department of Homeland, what's good? It's the Commish, back with another video, and we are going to go over the week 4 scores and take a look at, we're going into week 5, so we'll take a small look at the league and where we're standing at this point in the season. And we'll go ahead and preview week 5 matchups as well. First up, we had Gallo Pinto 12. He is now 1-3, and he lost to Neighbors Thinks. Oh, you have to change that name there. Neighbors Thinks I'm Selling Dope, who is now 1-3 as well. Neighbors Thinks I'm Selling Dope 200.73. Gallo Pinto 158.03. Let's go over the box score. For Neighbors Thinks I'm Selling Dope, you got 42 point, they need to move these projections. You got 42.33 from Baker Mayfield. Brees Hall gave you 26.1. Cam Scat, 29.7. Malik Neighbors, Fallen Soldier, 5.8. Gone for the Year. Garrett Wilson gave you 22.4. Trey McBride, a modest 14.4. DJ Moore, 9.6. Chris Godwin in his first game back, 5.4. Chargers D, 31 in a losing effort. And Jake Bates gave you 14. For Gallo Pinto, Kyler Murray doing Kyler Murray things, 12.13. Jonathan Taylor gave you 25.3, should have had more. Jeremy McNichols, 1.3. Jordan Addison, 20 in his first game back. Christian Kirk, 6.8. Mark Andrews, 10.6. Puka Nacua doing Puka Nacua things, which made your score respectable. He dropped 47.4. Devontae Smith, forget about the Eagles, 7.5. They don't throw the ball. Chiefs D, 19. And Jake Elliott gave you 8. Next up, It's Not Personal. Moves to a modest 4-0 in his first in all of the Department of Homeland Leauge. He beats London Bridges, who is now 1-3, 263.52 to 178.01. For It's Not Personal, Justin Herbert on a bad day gave you 12.2. Christian McCaffrey gave you 37.6. Omarion Hampton, breakout right now, 55.3. JSN, a modest 18.7 on a bad day. George Pickens finally broke out, 43 points. Brenton Strange, the only person that gets thrown to on Jacksonville, 13.1. Alvin Kamara gave you 20.9. Ladd McConkey is a bust, gave you 1.9. Lions D gave you 51, which really beefed up your score. And Brandon McManus gave you 10. Anytime a kicker can get you double digits, it's always a plus. For London Bridges, it might be time to make a few adjustments here, sir. You lost Lamar Jackson, who gave you 14.11. Bill gave you 13.4. Trey Benson, done on IR, 15. Welcome back, Drake London, gave you 33.2. Ricky Pearsall, done, gave you 10. Kyle Pitts gave you 22.2. Derrick Henry, 12.4. God, is that even real? Isaiah Pacheco, finally, 19.7. They did something. Steelers D gave you 34, and Cameron Decker gave you 4.0. But what did it cost you? Ricky Pearsall, Trey Benson, and Lamar Jackson. I don't know, London Bridges. You better have, oof. Let's see what you got in the, yeah. You got a decent bench, so you have players to replace those players, but losing 3 in a week, I feel your pain, sir. I feel your pain. Next up, Jamar Mageddon versus El Lechero. Jamar Mageddon loses to El Lechero, 176.58, moving him to 2-2. El Lechero wins, moving to 3-1. For Jamar Mageddon, you got, 19.48 from Caleb Williams. Travis Etienne has been better than advertised. Got you 44. Jordan Mason, 22 points on a bad day. Romo Dunze, 21.1. Keenan Allen had a bad game, got you 9.3. Brock Bowers turned into Brock Powers, gave you 10.2. Jamar Chase is not startable at this point, 6.3. Tony Pollard gave you a modest 18.2 on a team that quit. The Cardinals D gave you 18, and Matt Prater gave you 8. For El Lechero, you got 41.51 from Bo Nix. Kyron Williams gave you 25.5. Josh Jacobs gave you 49.9. AJ Brown is unstartable at this point at 4.5. Zay Flowers, enjoy that 16.6 because I don't think it continues. Dallas Goedert, 23.1. Kenneth Walker, 24.9. David Montgomery, 6.7, which is a letdown after the week that he had the week before. Vikings D is also a letdown with 15, but Chase McLaughlin got you 16. So congratulations on the win, sir, and being number 2 in the division. Rad lost to Ronald. Ronald is now surprisingly 3-1 at 225.75. Rad drops to 2-2. For Rad got 9.91 from Indiana Jones. Jahmyr Gibbs gave you 30.2. Bucky Irving gave you his foot and everything. You know, say a prayer for Bucky Irving, 56. Devontae Adams gave you a modest 19. Calvin Ridley is droppable at this point, 5.6. Tucker Kraft gave you 13. It should have been more, but stopped at the 1 twice. Ramondre Stevenson, 11.4. I don't want anything to do with that 3-headed monster going on in New Orleans. They can't make New England, they can't make a decision. Rashad Bateman, 3.2. Seahawks D gave you 37. And Jason Myers gave you 9. Patrick Mahomes for for Ronald, Patrick Mahomes gave you 40.25. Chuba Hubbard gave you a modest 17.1. Quinshaw Judkins, finally, breakout game, 38.2. JJ modest 29.6. Amon-Ra 30.2. Dalton Schultz gave you 9.8. Javonte Williams gave you 33.8. Who would have thought Javonte Williams would be doing this? Jameson Williams 8.8. But he dropped a bomb. Colts D 13 points and Cam Little 5 points for Ronald. Next up, Tommy DeVito goes ahead and he beats Miami Bang Bros. Miami Bang Bros drops to 1-3, loses 170.84. Tommy DeVito moves to 3-1 with the win of 232 points even. For Tommy DeVito, he got 29.2 from Jalen Hurts, got 30.3 from Saquon, 44.1 from James Cook. Tyreek, say a prayer, 17.7 out for the season. DK Metcalf finally did something, 46.6. TJ Hawkinson, 7.7. Jalen Warren didn't play, and you got 0 from him, but you had no more, only Tank Bigsby, but you had no more running backs to start. Cooper Kupp gave you 8.4. Texans gave you 39. And Spencer Schrader gave you 9. So Tommy DeVito wins getting a donut from Jalen Warren. That's pretty messed up there, Will. You lost to a guy who had one player give a donut, and you still got blown out. For Miami Bang Bros, 19.4 from Jared Goff. Devin A-Chain gave you 31.3. J.K. Dobbins gave you 29.3. Nico Collins gave you 15.3. T. Higgins, nobody on the Bengals is startable, 6 points. Travis Kelce is done, gave you 12.4. Sam Laporta gave 8.7. He hasn't been having a good year. Jacoby Myers not having a good year either, 6.8. Eagles D kept it respectable at 34. And Harrison Butker gave you 8. And lastly, I changed my name to the Mickey Mouse Club. The Mickey Mouse Club because we suck. We lost and are now 1-3. We lost 222.74 to the Top Guns, 252 38.44. Let's start with the top guns. Josh Allen gave you 35.54. Bijan 48.8. Should have been more. He got stopped at the 1. Nick Chubb on his way out, making room for Woody Marks, gave you 17.3. Cortland Sutton gave you 23.3. Debo gave you 24.6. Jake Ferguson gave you 18.6. RJ Harvey gave you 31.8. Hunter Henry gave you 14.5. Patriots D gave you 30. And Tyler Luke gave you 8. And for the Mickey Mouse Club, Jordan Love, 42.14. Ashton Genty finally broke out with 69.4. Chase Brown, 16.5. I have nobody else to start, or else I wouldn't be starting him. T-Mac, 11.6. Matthew Golden, 14.2. Tyler Warren, 21.5. Emeka Ibuka, 39.2. Trey Tucker went back to reality and will never start again, 4.2. Green Bay Packers supposed to have one of the best defenses, -4. And Brandon Aubrey, 8 points. And I lose that game. All right, let's go ahead back to the scoreboard and let's look at Week 5 matchups. Neighbors thinks I'm selling dope versus It's Not Personal. Neighbors thinks I'm selling dope, 1-3. It's Not Personal, 4-0. Jamar Mageddon, 2-2 versus Gallo Pinto 12, 1-3. Rad versus London Bridges. Rad 2-2, London Bridges 1-3. Tommy DeVito, El Lechero, the game of the week. Tommy DeVito 3-1. El Lechero 3-1. Should be a good game. Top Guns versus Miami Bang Bros. Top Guns 2-2. Miami Bang Bros 1-3. And Ronald's Finest Team, which is one of the worst names I think I've ever heard, versus the Mickey Mouse Club. The Mickey Mouse Club is 1-3. Ronald's Finest Team is 3-1. Let's go ahead and let's look at the standings. In the standings, we're going to read from worst to first. In the standings, London Bridges is number 12 at 1-3. The Mickey Mouse Club at 1-3 is 11. Miami Bang Bros at 1-3 is 10. Gallo Pinto 12 at 1-3 is 9. Neighbors thinks I'm selling dope as 1-3 is at 8. Jamar Mageddon is at 2-2 at 7. Rad is 2-2 at 6. Top Guns 2-2 at 5. Tommy DeVito at 4 at 3-1. Ronald's Finest Team is at 3 at 3-1. El Lechero is at 3-1. And at the number 1 spot, Alex, It's Not Personal at 4.0. So let me go through these teams. Neighbors thinks I'm selling dope. Gallo Pinto 12, Miami Bang Bros, the Mickey Mouse Club, and London Bridges. 3 losses already. If you're going to get in the playoffs in this league with 12 teams, you can only have 6, maybe 7 losses at most, and a hope and a prayer. So for the teams that I just named that are 1-3, Neighbors thinks I'm selling dope. Gallo Pinto 12, Miami Bang Bros, myself, the Mickey Mouse Club, and London Bridges. It might be time to make a trade and do something to save your season, because we are slowly bottoming out, gentlemen. But it's only week 5. Let's see what happens. Let's see what can be salvaged. If not, some of us just turn into donators. See you guys next week.